It's time for bookkeeping, beer, and BS. If you look back, obviously like getting that phone call of, hey, I need somebody to make this stuff. Can you find me somebody? That was like the immediate springboard. Were there any other springboards along the way when you look back and you're like, man, that was that catalyst was really what took us to a whole nother level? Can you point back to anything that just exploded your business?
Yeah, in 2016, took the gutsy move. Like, we were brokering materials for another company. We were getting paid a commission. And, I was like, why are we building someone else? I started learning about business valuations, and I'm like, oh, we're doing a banging job building somebody else's business. Let's not do that. And so we started brokering all of our own materials. So we, at Bevsource, we will buy 500 million aluminum cans this year. People don't know that, right? Like, we're not at trade shows typically schlepping cans around. Mm-hmm. And so we made that conscious decision back in 2016. And usually everybody freaks out. Like, the sales team is like, I don't know how we're going to sell this. And it's funny because now we're going through some other changes. And I was like, remember 2016? You thought we were crazy. And now 80% of our EBITDA comes from that side of our business. They're like, oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's those decisions they're really hard, and it's getting everybody on board. And then once you do it, it seems like a no-brainer. It was like, wow, what if we would have done that 16 years ago?
Yeah. Can you imagine? But there's so many like what ifs, right? And everybody loves to dwell. I mean, it's polarizing because I feel like you have one camp of people that's like, imagine the possibilities, and then everybody else is like, but what if? But everything falls apart, and then we're all like, and it's like the truth is always somewhere in between.
Well, and there's no way we could have done that 16 years ago, right? Like, to buy 500 million cans is $80 million. Like, we didn't.
You don't actually have that hanging around in your wallet.
No.
You don't have that kind of working capital.
Now we're working in the basement, right? Like, when the bank comes to visit us and we ask for like a $10 million line of credit, it's a no back then, right? Like,
yeah. You want to buy what? You want to buy some aluminum.
Right.
Aluminum cylinders. That's making a bet on aluminum cylinders. All right.
Yeah. And could you put some shoes on when the bank comes to the office, right?
But do I need to wear pants?
Do I need to wear pants?
A Zoom call, or what do we do?
Right.
Interesting.
So moments like that, right? That are pivotal in what you do. And
did COVID have a big impact on you? Actually, let me back up. Pre-COVID, I feel like. And this isn't just Minnesota, and you could probably tell me how much just Minnesota it's not, but I feel like around 2016 as well, maybe a little bit sooner, breweries just started popping up all over the damn place. And I have a follow-up question to that I'll probably forget by the time you answer this first one, but how did that just inflation of breweries impact you guys? I got to imagine it was a positive because they didn't have all the resources to do the things that you talked about. How did that impact you?
Yeah, so for Bevsource in general, we don't work with kind of those small craft brewers, except now we're selling them cans and quality services. We do that now. But in the beginning, we work with entrepreneurs. And so we help entrepreneurs start a new beverage. We're typically co-packing it at a larger facility that has open capacity, things like that. And then, I forgot your question already, dude.
Well, just like that growth of breweries. And because I feel like it changed the paradigm of where people consumed alcohol. It like spread it out. It used to be everybody was just like packed into the dive bar. And then it turned into this, like, I'm going to this brewery to, look cool here.
And so that actually sprung kind of the lab, the pilot facility and quality platform that we opened because I think the chart goes from something like 1,000 breweries in the country to 8,000. And there really wasn't a good answer for third-party quality services. And I could bore you with numbers, but somebody like a Fulton should have a full-size quality lab, and they do. They spend $300,000 on equipment. You need a microbiologist and a chemist. But when you're, Bald Man in Egan, you shouldn't like that's a stupid spend of money, but you still need to manage the quality of your beverage. And so how do you do that? And there was nobody to really help you with it. And so anyways, we would have not started that part of our business if we didn't see a need in the market.
Yeah.